everybody, we're going to begin this week with a special contest. Because wouldn't the opening of this be better than Sam's crappy music? So we challenge you to come up with a very special Comic Should Smell Good jingle. And whoever can create one, and you have to sing it yourself. And, you know, maybe post it on YouTube or something like that, or come in and...
make sure to waive the rights for it so we can use it.
We will feature it here, and me and Morgan will...
get paid for every single play when it eventually becomes a radio hit.
Absolutely. So, yeah. But while you're thinking about that, we've got some stuff to maybe, you know, make some thoughts percolate there.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and
comics.
Start up with actually a double shot here of samurai action in trade paperback format. Oh my god. Got a little bit of something old, a little bit of something new here. This is the first volume of the current Samurai Jack ongoing series from IDW. It's the first 6 issues drawn by Andy Suriano, who was actually a storyboard artist on the original TV series. So pretty much this is the purest interpretation you could get outside of Jendi actually doing another series, which he won't ever do because he's busy making movies with Adam Sandler.
What?
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. But we are talking about this other new original graphic novel coming from Dark Horse here. This is Toshiro by Jai Nitz, who wrote Dream Thief, and drawn by Janice Pollock, who I have never seen draw anything before, but he has one of the best sort of Mike Mignola-influenced styles I've seen in a while. I mean, all these dismembered heads with the teeth and the mouths and the...
That's very,
very Mignola-esque with the dismembered heads. But he throws in so much little details and great line work. This is the story of a mechano-samurai in a Victorian clockwork world who goes around fighting horrors too dark for mortal men. So lots of reanimated corpses,
steampunk,
vengeful spirits from beyond the grave, and samurais. I mean, look at all that blood.
It's a lot of blood.
It's gonna be great.
It's very cool. And I'm gonna one-up Morgan with a triple shot.
Oh, wow. Not overcompensating for anything.
No, absolutely not here. Of beautiful women, women of the DCU. This week, DC debuts its DC Bombshells covers, which you might have lusted after in its form of large statues, mini busts, posters, t-shirts, anything else that can fit the image. But we have Supergirl on Action Comics this week, a very cool Hawk Girl on Earth 2, and Carol Ferris on Green Lantern. So... you know, disclaimer, none of these women appear in these books, probably, other than maybe Carol Ferris.
Kind of in Earth 2 all the time, but, you know, you don't read the comics, so you wouldn't know.
It's a DC comic, we don't want from it.
Oh, speaking of DC comics, oh man, something I didn't think I'd be talking about. This is the 9th issue of Batman Eternal, the weekly Batman series that will go on forever, judging by the title. But what drew me to this 9th issue is the focus on the Batman of Japan. This issue starts out with a taxicab exploding into a rocket taxicab, and just continues with lots of face-kicking and demon ninjas and, Happy Lolita Canary, who is one of the best supporting characters in the Bat books, like, ever. One of my personal favorite characters from Batman Incorporated, and he's teaming up with the regular Batman, who is totally huge, thanks to Guillaume March.
I was gonna say, he's really big.
Yeah, gigantic.
Very large. It's that Ben Affleck Batman. You're trying to get ready for that. He's gonna be like, he's gonna be huge. You know what, speaking of more DC, we've got the funnier, softer, friendlier side of DC, if the new 52 grittiness is kind of off-putting. Art Baltazar and Franco return to the Eisner Award-winning all-ages book Tiny Titans, return to the treehouse, and the Tiny Titans return to find the treehouse vanished! And, you know, what do you do?
How can you really return to the treehouse if it's not there?
Exactly! Thus, the whole quandary of the comic. You have conflict right on the cover. You know, it draws you in. But yes, after concluding their Superman family, which was not as popular because clearly Superman is not as popular as the Teen Titans, you've got Brainiac and, Scion.
Simon?
Simon, yes. There. I know my Teen Titans villains. Causing mischief, havoc, you know, the things that, you know, kid-sized bullies do.
Yeah, and there's like little crossword puzzles in there for the kids.
Exactly. So, yeah, very fun. Glad that that's back. It's only 6 issues, but, you know, you get what you can. You know. Yeah.
Alright, and since that might be a little bit much on the DC side for you guys to take all at once, I know, it's hard, we're gonna just take a break here.
Balance it a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, shoot it over to Will for, you know, your regular daily dose of Marvel.
Now!
Da-da-da-da-da-dun. 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 Da-da-dun. Yes, that is the X-Men theme song from the animated series back in the day, and it's a good reason to celebrate Week House. We have double Amazing X-Men this week. Thank you. That was like Nightcrawler popping in and out, teleporting in and out on the assist there. Anyway, Amazing X-Men, very special. We have an X-Men Annual featuring a story with Storm in Africa fighting demons, and a flip story starring Firestar, who, of course, she appeared in Amazing X-Men last week in a special tribute to Spider-Man and his amazing friends, speaking of the cartoon theme. And even more exciting is Amazing X-Men 8. Okay, here's what's cool. I love Colossus. I didn't like him with X-Force. He's back at the X-Mansion. He's joining the team. But the only thing is that the great team of Craig Kyle and Chris Yost are writing again, and you know, they're the ones who created X-23. They pretty much killed off a lot of poor kids in their new X-Men run, and they created the second version of X-Force with Wolverine and X-23. That was really cool. So they're taking over the team after Jason Aaron, and it's Wolverine going north. Alpha Flight is back, and it's not just one Wendigo, but it's an outbreak of Wendigo. World War Wendigo begins. Let the giant man-eating mythical creatures of the North in Canada be unleashed. The Amazing X-Men are ready for the job. Really cool. Speaking of also X-Men, so here's the thing. This is Young Cyclops in Love. This is almost as if it was if Star Wars was just about the world of Han Solo with the bounty hunters and weird crazy aliens. That's kind of what this book is. This is really fun. As you know, Young Cyclops left all new X-Men and he reunited with his father, Corsair, the space pirate of the Starjammers. So this is really fun. They're going across the galaxy, heisting ships, showdowns with aliens while they're doing some father-son bonding, and Young Cyclops is learning all about hitting on alien girls with help from his dad, Greg Rucka, and Russell Dowderman. I love his artwork. It's really cool. So check out Cyclops #2. The big mystery continues in Original Sin #3 by Jason Aaron. This is the big, crazy, cosmic murder mystery. To catch you up on the case so far, the Watcher was murdered, his eyes were stolen out of his head, someone stole all his secrets. Nick Fury and all the Avengers kind of split up into weird teams, and they've been fighting all these other weird killings all over the universe, and now another person's going to get killed as they're trying to solve the mystery. It's really weird, plus Jason Aaron has brought back some really strange quirky villains from out of nowhere, which kind of fits. It's a very quirky book. Original Sin #3, the mystery continues and the secrets spill out across the entire Marvel Universe. Speaking about Marvel secrets, once again, it's not everybody's favorite, Sam the Video Monkey, but I love Black Widow. I love the character. I love what Nathan Edmondson and Phil Noto are doing. This is, of course, Black Widow when she's not with the Avengers. She's doing these really cool missions on her own to make up for her past as an assassin. And in this one, she is in San Francisco where a certain ex-lover and partner of hers is now. So expect a flashback, a new adventure with Daredevil as she goes on her path towards redemption. And my final book this week, actually not my final book, I have 2 more. The Wake. I love this book. This is Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy, and I got my Jaws shirt. It's kind of appropriate for this. You should definitely go and get the whole series. It's really cool. It started out with scientists trapped in this underwater lab with weird, crazy mermen from hell attacking everything, and then halfway through there's this bizarre disaster, and now you have a future world. It's almost as if Waterworld, remember that movie with Kevin Costner as the merman? Imagine that directed by Guillermo del Toro. And they're giant, crazy merbeasts that could make Jaws into sushi, pretty much. They're just that badass. But you have the same heroine from the past, and there's a weird version of her from the future, and now Scott Snyder is blending past and present, and it's just really, really freaking cool and strange and weird. And my final book this week is a real blast from the past. Now, I'm not old enough to remember the original series, but I do remember getting off the school bus and running into home to grab a snack so I could watch the reruns of the Adam West Batman. And I remember the awesome, I told Mom and Dad, just be quiet. Because not only do we have Batman and Robin, but we had the Green Hornet and Kato, which is really awesome. Legendary filmmaker and super geek himself, Kevin Smith, is behind this. Kind of a crossover between DC and Dynamite as Batman and the Green Hornet meet with some cool 60s kind of flashback, kind of comical fun. Great fun. And those are my awesome picks for this week. Back to you gentlemen over there.
Thank you very much, Will. It's great to have you back here.
And we're very jealous of the theme song.
Yeah, really.
Hint,
I couldn't do
hint.
that.
No.
No,
okay.
I wouldn't embarrass myself like that. I would embarrass myself in plenty of other ways, like not being able to know what in the world superannuated means. But that won't stop me from talking about this comic. This is Ted McKeever's The Superannuated Man. Because you loved Miniature Jesus and Mondo.
Chicken power!
You just needed more oversized zaniness from Mr. Ted McKeever. This tells the story of he, the last man left on Earth in a world overrun by mutated animal people. Sort of shades of Commandy going on there, but instead of being the big exclusive. That's a good word. Is I think the word that I'm going for here. Less the big, bombastic, brightly colored Jack Kirby animal people, and more gritty, gross, inky, black and white Ted McKeever animal people. But I mean, yeah, this is the kind of thing where you really can't do it justice by describing the plot, because I don't think any plot description of a Ted McKeever comic has come anywhere near to what the actual thing is. But this is in the same oversized format as those previous two miniseries. I believe it's going to be running for 6 issues, and it's going to be one heck of a ride.
Indeed. And speaking of a ride, the Porkchop Express is back with Jack Burton, courtesy of John Carpenter and Eric Powell and Brian Cheria. Eric Powell, who, clearly does The Goon, which if you're not reading, smack! And Brian Cheria, who just finished up Secret History of D.B. Cooper. Also
worked on Hellbreak and Dark Horse Presents and a variety of other weird, horrific stories.
Yes. But this picks up directly from the events of the classic movie, where Jack takes off after saving the day, and that really stinky, slimy, nasty-looking monster thing, it happens to be in his truck. Come to find out, the slimy, stinky monster, nasty monster thing may not be as bad as he thinks.
Yeah, really? Kind of chill guy. Just wants to
wants to hang out. He wants, hat, sunglasses, whatever else. But Jack is wrapped back into another conspiracy of supernatural proportions as another evil sorcerer, because, China just pumps those things out. Along with more evil henchmen and ninjas and, turban-wielding dudes with guns. But this looks really fun. John Carpenter is overseeing the whole story. So if you ever wanted more Big Trouble in Little China...
why wouldn't you?
Right, you can't de-age Kurt Russell, so this is about the close we're going to get.
And for more kung fu action here, we have got from Marvel the 3rd issue of Iron Fist, The Living Weapon, written, drawn, colored, and everything else by Mr. Kari Andrews. We've gone on and on about how awesome this book is. Kari Andrews is channeling his, inner Frank Miller here. The inkiness, the graininess, everything is just completely on point.
Yeah.
You have no good reason not to be reading this comic.
Especially because it's only 4 parts.
Yeah, and there's so much face kicking in this comic.
It's a lot.
It's not even funny.
And it's self-promotion time again. My comic, Guttertown #4 with Demi Maharis, is finally out. It took a little while this time, but this issue reveals the backstory between the 2 main characters and what just happened to make it such turn such brotherly love into dire enemies. We've got a great pinup from Mike McGee in this, local artist, and we also showcase Demi's brainchild here, his very, very close to home, Bad City. So we have issues 1 through 3.
You're going to be seeing it everywhere.
You will. Yes, so you have no good reason to pick this up either, because I'll totally give you the stink eye, 'cause I'm going to ring you up tomorrow. Or today.
Alright. Jumping over from sci-fi to absolute terror here.
The horror.
We have finally got the collected edition of the first 5 issues of the surprise hit Afterlife with Archie. I mean, if you don't know about this by now,
you don't have the
it's
internet.
pretty self-explanatory. Zombies invade Riverdale, everything goes terrible. There's creepy, incestuous undertones. It's just
Francesco Francavilla, Roberto
the weirdest
Sacasa.
comic we never thought would happen.
Yes.
And it's also just coincidentally great. So,
Archie.
plenty of these.
And bringing back the cover of the week here from Mr. D. Pie himself, Ron Wimberly, doing Superior Foes of Spider-Man number 12. He's also done some expensive variant covers that we haven't been able to get in either.
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah,
seriously come in and just classed up with Spidey's robes here. He's made the Shocker look probably cooler than he's ever looked.
Yes.
Because he's a man walking around in
Absolutely.
a mattress, but...
it's a quilt. Get it right, buddy.
Quilted mattress.
Whatever. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Think hard about those jingles, and
We're looking forward to taking your money.
that's right. See you guys.